So, perfect versus done. I think this is a constant struggle with probably lots of people, but I know specifically in the small business world, that idea of working on your product or whatever it is until it's perfect before you ship it. And like, what is perfect, and when do I just ship it, and how do I know where I should be on that spectrum, because it's definitely a spectrum. So for me, being a perfectionist, it's difficult for me to be too far away from that perfect end of the spectrum, and I have a hard time just letting things go. I have a hard time just shipping things. So I have really been trying to work on what is good enough. What is good enough for the context that I'm talking about? What is good enough for the client? What is good enough for me? Because a lot of times those three things are not in alignment. And so it's just finding out like where I need to be on the perfect versus done spectrum. I think that sometimes perfectionism can serve you. So for me, being an accountant, perfectionist tendencies are really good for me because I'm super detail oriented, and like I care that a number matches exactly, versus, it's out by like $5, whatever. Like, no, I need it to be to the penny. But there's also a thing in accounting where we talk about materiality, and that if the dollar amount that we're talking about is very small and it would cost more to go and figure out what that problem is than we're actually looking for, or the risk of the person who's reading the financial statements to change their mind based on the difference in the number. So if we're talking about $5 in like $5,000, they probably don't care that much if it was up or down $5, and it's going to cost a lot more than $5 to actually go find that problem. So $5 in that case is probably not material, and we should probably just move on. Using that materiality concept and trying to apply that to life, and specifically in the entrepreneurial world, has been a struggle, because it's difficult to know what materiality is when there's no hard measurement. In accounting, we can just say it's 5% of total revenues, or like whatever the number is. That's probably not a great number, but we can give it a number. We can say with objective reasons, this is our limit for what is perfect and what is done. But when we talk about things like marketing or like copywriting, or the things that are a little more subjective, then it becomes more difficult to understand what is perfect, and what is done. And that, as entrepreneurs, I think it's better to err on the side of done, because especially in the beginning, when you're trying to create a product or you're trying to write copy or whatever it is, you don't really have enough information or enough knowledge to be able to write what you would consider a like perfect copy or a perfect whatever it is that you're working on. And so it's better to just ship it and learn from it and do the cycle again than to spend a ton of time in trying to create that perfect product or that perfect copy. And it also, if you're not shipping in the beginning, you're not bringing in money. So if you're not shipping, then you don't really have the time to be able to hone your craft, or to, if you're working on a product, or to be able to get better at copywriting or whatever that thing is. Because if you're not bringing in resources, then you can't pay your bills, so you can't get better at it. So it's better to err on the side of just ship it in the beginning, and then you have a chance to get better and to really create better quality work. I'm not saying to try and sell people on something that isn't going to work. Like, there is that minimal viable product, and the key word there is viable. Like if it doesn't work, obviously that's not something that you want to be selling, but what is that minimum viable product, and how can you create it and ship it and get it out there and get feedback from your clients as quickly as possible, and not spend a ton of time on trying to get it perfect, which is a moving target anyways, because what's perfect to me might not be perfect to you. And you know, we see this in writing or visual arts. Are you really making it better? Like at the end when you're doing those tiny changes, are you making it better? Are you making it worse? Like sometimes it's really hard to tell. So perfection is a moving target, and we're never going to get there. And it's better to err on the side of shipping it than to spend 1,000 hours on that last 0.5% or whatever it is, because it is not material. That I know for sure. If you would like to chat with me, I'm always open for that. I'll leave a link to my call, my space to book a call, in the description. And I would love to chat with you about your, like, how does perfect versus done come up for you in your business or in your life? Leave for me in the comments a moment that really stood out for you where you had to make a choice of perfect or done, and what did you do? Did you say, no, I'm going to keep working on this, or did you ship it? I would love to know. And if you have a question that you'd like answered in a future video, leave that for me in the comments as well, and I'll do a video just for you. I'll see you tomorrow.